Hello everyone, I'm Zebarsis, and this is the 22nd episode of the Teaching of Isaac. Now you may think I could have random the Forgotten. No, he's forgotten. Could have random Eden? No. Lazarus? No. Fortunately, they're still going to be on the back burner until my random number generator actually chooses them. Until then, Blue Baby. I like the Blue Baby because it allows me to go into, well, it gives me a little more control. And what I mean by that is I'm able to enter the boss arenas and the regular arenas as I please. Normally, to enter the regular arenas, you have to have all your heart containers full. If you're missing even half a heart, sometimes that's enough to have the door shut on your face. And for the boss rooms, specifically the boss challenge rooms, you have to be at 1 heart or less in order for that door to even be open. Blue Baby doesn't care. That's pretty funny. He looks kind of like me. Alright, come here, little friend. This is Hushy. He's not that great. He bounces around the room, kind of like an old DVD screensaver, and if you attack, he stops. He can actually block shots, and he damages foes as he passes them, but it's not that great. Especially when you're fighting constantly, you don't really have much room to control him. Now, if there was a tinted rock in this room, I could bait this monster to attack the tinted rock. For example, if I stand here, well, you get the idea. I didn't actually get close enough to the explosion, or the explosion didn't get close enough to here. But regardless, you can manipulate the monsters and get them to do what you want, if you're patient enough. But if you have like 1 heart, maybe that's not the best option. By the way, for those of you that don't know, the poop isn't completely useless. It has 2 benefits. Well, 2 benefits in my opinion. One is the poops can drop coins and hearts. Although hearts obviously don't work too well for Blue Baby because he only has blue hearts. But 2, it can also be used to form bridges. So if there's a 1 pit gap, then you can just put your poop in front of it and bomb it. You bomb your poop into a gap, it forms a bridge, and you can cross it. By the way, I don't know if you noticed there, but there was a flame right on this spot, and by blocking the line of sight with that worm, I was able to prevent the worm from even shooting. And that way, once he pretended to shoot, I was able to close in without having to worry about getting hit. So I have some options here. There are 2 tinted rocks. There's 1 here. There's also 1 here, however this requires 2 bombs to reach. Whenever you blow up with a regular bomb, it can only blow up 2 squares worth of rocks. So there's 3 squares to the left to reach it, plus 1 up. So I'm not going to be able to reach that rock, unless I get some more bombs. I can't use this because obviously I need a key. Now the Stonies can't be defeated. Fortunately for me, this is not a big deal since there's just little dips here. But either way, you have to just keep moving. That's all you can do. So this is why I kill poops. I mean, I know there's coins every so often, but if you're really lucky, you'll get a dime. And I'm leaving the Eternal Heart for now. I always grab them at the very end, just because there are some circumstances where if you get damaged while you have an Eternal Heart, it'll take away the Eternal Heart before your Soul Heart or your regular heart. Alright, let's see what boss we got. The Haunt. Will it be a champion or a regular? It's the regular, and this will be a great opportunity for me to show you how the Haunt works. The very first ghost, take him out. He's not too bad, but he will follow you. The second set, bomb them. It's really hard to deal with them, so that's why I bomb them. Now the way the haunt works, he's on a 3-second timer. Every 3 seconds, you are vulnerable to an attack. It'll either be the tears, or it'll be the brimstone attack. 1, 2, 3, you're not safe. 1, 2, 3, you're not safe. 1, 2, 3, you're not safe. Now he doesn't always attack on the 3rd second, but it means that on the 3rd second, you gotta pretty much be very careful during that time frame. See, now he's trying to bait me in. And make sure you stay where I am right now, towards the south. If you're too close to the north, then there's not much room to react to the tears that he shoots. You also don't want to stand way at the top because he gets crazy and bounces around. Okay, I think I've messed with the haunt long enough. So right now I'm vulnerable. I don't want to stay in line of sight. By the way, do not try to dodge in between the tiers unless it's an absolute last resort. And I could have blown up the barrels to damage him as well, but as you can see there, I didn't really need it. So this is an HP up. Not great for Blue Baby, since after all, he only has soul hearts, but still he does get a soul heart out of the deal. Now if you don't have a bomb when those 2 haunts come out, you can still defeat them, obviously. Ooh, good. There's a pretty rare chance that the small rock might appear when you destroy a tinted rock. Gives you a tears up, damage up, and a slight speed down, which is almost always worth it. But anyway, you can still take out the 2 ghosts. It's just that they move kind of erratically, and when there's 2, the ghosts kind of work together to defeat you. Now I'm out of bombs. I was hoping I would be able to reach the other tinted rock. So the last thing I'm going to do, I have a pill here. I like to use pills at the very end of the level because I don't want to get amnesia or curse of the maze pill. But I could get explosive diarrhea. Potentially, if I'm really lucky, I could reach that tinted rock with it.
Something's wrong.
And instead I got something's wrong, which is pretty useless. I could also buy in the shop or open this chest, but here's the thing. You're not going to get a key every level. Sometimes you get unlucky and the key just simply doesn't drop. I don't want to miss out on the treasure room. This is especially important since for the boss I got an HP up, and for the treasure room I got Little Hushy. Not that helpful. I need some better items. That's something you gotta watch out for in Curse the Maze. It could put you in between the curse room. You might get damaged if you're careless, or it might even throw you in front of a bunch of spikes. So there's very little I could do with the arcade at the moment, but I always enter just because sometimes there could be beggars, or hello, or there could be, there's even sometimes there's free coins on the floor. I could have grabbed a battery for the poop, but there's a devil deal coming up, since I have a 100% chance of a devil deal. On the second level, you always get a 100% chance. Now, that's another thing what I meant earlier by control. I like having the Blue Baby because it doesn't matter. If I get hit a lot, I'm still going to get a deal. Since you only lose your devil deal chance if you lose a red heart. There's exceptions to that rule. For example, if you lose a red heart to a donation machine, it doesn't count. But either way, it means that Blue Baby's going to get a lot more devil deals than other characters. Now, unfortunately, a room like this is absolute chaos, and you're at the mercy of where the tiers of the enemies are going to launch. I mean, I want to be honest here. I'm very skillful at this game, but there are certain situations like that one where you just gotta hope that the tiers don't land on your face. So don't fret. Part of this game, it's a very complex slot machine simulator. Nonetheless, there's certain things you can do that will increase your odds of not getting hit. For example, I was moving around as quickly as I could and not letting the Stonies push me around, because they can also push me into the enemy. That's a lucky toe, gives me 1 luck. And I got 2 pills here. I'll do what I say I normally do, which is use them at the end. By the way, Curse of the Maze has actually opened up the shop here. If you look at the map, there's a shop to the south. And Curse of the Maze made me actually exit from the shop. When it does that, it actually allows you to get into the shop for free without spending a key. It's also the same when it comes to treasure rooms. Okay, now we're talking. The blue candle, well, I guess it's just called the candle. Regardless, as you can see there, I can use that to destroy the merchants, which will give me a chance that they could drop some coins. But also, it's an item that can carry you when you have a horrible set of items. Okay, this room's nasty. In fact, by me speaking while going through that room, I'm probably going to get hit because it requires concentration. It requires quite a bit of practice as well. But let me show you how this room is done, and hopefully I won't embarrass myself. So you want to stick towards the edges. That's the safest bet, because as they come, you have quite a bit of time to react. But the hard part is transitioning by going forward through that without getting hit by the spike that's approaching. More blue items, but this is a great one. This will allow me to... You saw how my tier was white for a moment? It shoots out infected tiers, and when it hits your foes, it can spawn bugs. It's not quite as good as Infestation 2, but it's very powerful, and it's, in my opinion, underestimated. So you see, stay on the edge, only stay in the inner circle as a last option. And by last option, you have no choice but to cross eventually, but either way, you're safer sticking on the outside, in my opinion. I'm not quite ready to go for the boss. I want to have as many blue hearts as possible. That way, if there's some good devil deals, I can take them. Because indeed, that's the downside of the blue baby. You are stuck relying on soul hearts. By the way, if I was desperate, I could even go back for the battery and grab it with the poop. But that's alright. I'm doing fine. The blue candle is going to help me get pretty far, especially with the item I just picked up as well. Do I dare go in the cursed room? The answer is yes, because of the fact that every devil deal takes 3 blue hearts, which are soul hearts, of course, and I only have enough to afford 1 devil deal. So I may as well risk it and see if there's more soul hearts in here. Nope, there is a devil dagger. Now, I always say I recommend using pills at the end, but what if the pill I'm holding is a power pill or an I'm walking on sunshine pill? Both of those give you temporary immortality, and I could use that to gamble on the devil beggar without risk. Let's give it a shot. Question mark, question mark, question mark. So that's Curse of the Maze. Not a big deal, though, because of the fact that this is already Curse of the Maze. But even so, I've explored everything except the boss room. So let's go ahead and finish this. So the blue candle, I keep calling it the blue candle just because there's a red candle as well. But regardless, the candle makes short work of it. Great, and this will give me potentially 2 soul hearts. I mean, it gives you a random assortment of hearts, but it's usually some type of soul heart. Perfect. So what I'm going to do, I can only afford 1 devil deal right now. Now I can afford 2 devil deals. If I take 2 devil deals, I'm going to have a half soul heart left. Okay, so now I have some decisions to make here. The dead cat, it's a risky item unless you know what you're doing. Because of the fact that if I take it right now, it says it costs 3 soul hearts, but it's actually going to bring me to 1 soul heart. With other characters, it'll bring you to 1 regular red heart. It does give you 9 lives, though. Now, the only real reason why I would take it is so I can get 1/3 of the way to turning into Guppy, really. Because here's the thing, there's also the Book of the Dead here, and that lets you summon corpses from the grave, and it spawns bonies and bones that protect you. But I have the blue candle, it's great. I'm going to lose out on my blue candle if I take this. So realistically, I mean, I don't have any Guppy items. I don't want to lose all these extra soul hearts. So I'm going to have to pass. Sorry, Satan. Well, a little disappointed, but it is what it is. And okay, in the shop I left the poop. I have no more money anyway, so let's get out of here. I can't really do anything else. Stop mocking me. I know I don't have very many keys. Whoa. Those 3-dimensional tears sometimes, they're a little bit intimidating, but as you can see, it shot over my head. So take your time in a room like this. One option you have, just to assure you don't get hit, since they're all the same type of enemy here, you can just circle around them without fear of having to use strategy. Well, this is a strategy technically, but I'm just trying to say you don't have to do anything different. You could literally just keep circling and win. Now, this is what I meant by using the poop. You could place a poop here, bomb right below it, and it forms a bridge. So that way, if there's an item in here that I can't reach that I want, I can use it. But usually there's something better that comes across by the time you reach the caves. Ah, I see we have a theme here. So spider bite, every so often one of your tears will be a lighter color, and when an enemy gets hit by it, it slows them down. I believe it also might contribute towards a rare transformation where if you collect enough spider items, you transform into a spider. It's one of the newer types of transformations. By the way, if you couldn't see, there was a tinted rock there. So I'm in pretty good shape right now. I could also bomb this rock and form a bridge to the south, but I'm kind of low on supplies. Same thing here. Place a bomb right here. Or here. Now, if you place a bomb here, it'll form a bridge, but you won't be able to go anywhere. This room's pretty funny. Don't worry about the button. Take these guys out first. And don't get careless around spikes. Sure, this looks kind of easy since I'm not being attacked, but it's easy to get careless and start taking unnecessary damage. When you see a room like this, it's best to take out the red guy first. Because at least the other guys you can move side to side and you'll be fine, but the red one, he'll cause the creep to spawn on the floor, and that'll stick around for a little bit, and if you walk back, you're going to get damaged. Just bear in mind that the red ones have a little more hit points than the other ones. So this is the monkey paw. If you reach half a heart, or half a soul heart in my case, it drops a black heart. I won't be able to utilize this right now. Now what I was going to try to do in this room, was bait the green guys to destroy the mushrooms, but the problem is I have little Hushy bouncing around damaging foes, but also I had the spiders running around, so that wouldn't have worked out. In fact, by doing so, I got damaged. Okay, well, I'm not ready to go for the boss quite yet. I have no risk of losing my Devil Deal chance due to the fact that I'm Blue Baby and only have soul hearts. I'm going to press onward, because if I find a merchant, or a shopkeeper rather, I can kill him, and killing a shopkeeper will slightly increase your Devil Deal chance. Alright, well, I'm finally starting to gather some bombs. Maybe I can go ahead and start looking for some secret rooms soon. I guess that's one downside of all these spiders here. They're very helpful, obviously, but one thing I like to do is use the enemies to my advantage. For example, if I kill the boom fly right here, I can make him blow up, and if this was a secret room, it would open up and would not cost me a bomb. By the way, this ringworm trinket, in most scenarios, it's not worth it. It's too erratic. I almost never bother. It could be helpful with something like Tractor Beam, because of the fact that it keeps all your tiers in a line, a straight line specifically. But I don't have Tractor Beam. There's almost always exceptions to everything I say, just due to the nature of this game and the variety of synergies and items. But regardless, ringworm, I almost never get it. Okay, now the question is, where is the secret room? It could be to the south here, it could be to the north. Usually it's in a little pocket. I always call it a C-section. I know it's obviously a different type of term, but either way, it's not here because there's a gap. Secret rooms can never be attached to a inaccessible gap. So it could be here. No, again, an inaccessible gap cannot be there. I know it can't be here because it can't be attached to a boss room, which is up there. So I'm thinking it's here, but it could also be to the right, over here. So I have 2 bombs. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to find it. Let's just try this one. I could blow up a mushroom at the same time as well. And then you want to stay away from the mushrooms when you blow them up, because you just saw that green gas there. Anyway, let's blow this up now. Wow. That was an unexpected result. The secret room is in a really weird spot right now. And guess who has no bombs? This guy. That's the mystery sack. This will be good for my situation with lacking pickups. Every few rooms the mystery sack will spawn a random pickup. Could be something like a key or a bomb, which would obviously help me since I'm lacking them. Alright, let's open the next one. Let's go for it. Ho ho ho! Okay, Tammy's head. Very great item. You can use it every single room. I love the blue candle, but the blue candle, when you reach end game, starts to lose a lot of its usefulness. Tammy's head, it's based upon your damage. It's, in my opinion, universally good. So I'm sorry, Blue Candle, but your time has passed. Now the question is, where the heck would the secret room actually be? I couldn't tell you. It's in a weird spot this time. There's certain rules that secret rooms and super secret rooms follow, but every so often it deviates from its own rule set. The Husk, he's just the hollow version of the Duke of Flies, and he's a piece of cake boss. He has a low amount of hit points versus the other cave bosses, so he's easy. Mom's Heel just gives you a little bit of a range up, and I'm now 1/3 of the way to reaching the Mom transformation, which gives you a dress and a wig, but also makes a knife that follows you. So here's what I'm referring to on the first level. The boss arena is open now. And although I have max soul hearts, it's still open. It's because I have more than one heart. I mean, you have to have one heart or less in order to enter it. And I have only soul hearts, so it's always open for the blue baby. But here's the thing, it's a freaking brown chest. Do I really want to risk fighting 2 bosses for a brown chest? Probably not. And normally I'd be really happy to see an arcade with a blood donation machine, but unfortunately Blue Baby is not able to capitalize on it so much. By the way, this room is a load of crap, I have to say. There's certain assortments of items that you may have where you're just totally screwed. For example, if you have low speed, it's hard to dodge the flies, and then when you kill them, they blow up. You also might have sets of items that can destroy the flies before you hit them. Like, for example, let's say my spider runs into it. Maybe it'll blow up in my face, because obviously if there's a boom fly reaching you, you don't want to kill it because you'll blow up with it. But then the spider might be like, no, I don't care, screw you. And then it'll kamikaze into the fly, and then you'll blow up and get hurt. So a lot of this room, obviously there's skill involved dodging, as you saw what I was doing earlier. Try your best. You get better every time you do this, but sometimes you just get hit, and that's the way it is. The one thing about this game, though, although there's lots of RNG, random number generator, don't use it as a crutch. You can't just go, okay, well, this whole game's 100% luck. I just got to keep playing until I get lucky. Come on, I got a 20 streak right now, a little bit above 20 streak. So it's a little bit more than that. So I'm tempted to open this chest, but like I said, I don't want to open chests until well, 1, I want to go to the treasure room, but 2, I want to make sure I have at least 1 key for the next level. Thanks to the mystery sack, I'm probably going to be just fine, but nonetheless. Terrain is a big part of this game as well. As you can see, I'm totally ruining these guys by preventing them from charging me since I got these lovely pits here. Usually the terrain's a disadvantage for yourself, but as you can see, you could turn it around. By the way, I forgot to mention with Tammy's head, not only does it shoot tears in all directions, but those tears actually deal more damage than your current tears, which is another reason why it's universally awesome. You may have also noticed there's a slight grace period when you spawn into the room. You can take advantage of that and try to kill them as quickly as you can. Sometimes you can kill them before they even have a chance to attack. So this is probably the super secret room. There's 2 reasons why I believe that. Number 1, the super secret room is almost always near the end, and I'm pretty sure the boss is a little bit past that way. And number 2, the north section is blocked off. There's only one place, if there was a super secret room, it could be in this room. So now I'm going to place my bombs in a way that might destroy these mushrooms. It'll be kind of close, but let's see. Well, I got one at least. More pills, okay. Definitely going to save these until the end. I got a very nice variety here. I'm dropping them because sometimes in a devil room you could get cards potentially, or other pills. Good thing those maggots are blind, so I'm going to attack the weaker guys first, and the north, since they're the ones that are shooting me and they have low health. Okay, let's, I could wait for the treasure room. In fact, I should. I should wait for it. Who knows, there could even be 3 devil deals that are spectacular. Unlikely, but it's possible. So I want to gather as many soul hearts as I can before I clear the boss. Because once the devil room opens, when you leave it, it's unlikely to be open when you come back. Alright, before I go for that button, I want to clear these fires. And let's go in. So I don't know if you're able to notice there, but what I did is I let go of the joystick, because I use a PlayStation 4 controller. And it kind of glided me in. I did have to hold right, but then I just let go, and then it naturally pushed me into the button. A little disappointed, since after all, this is another activatable item, and I have Tammy's head, so I don't really want to use this. But just so you know how it works, you place it down, it shoots tears in all directions. Now you gotta be careful, because obviously it's gonna blow up those barrels there. Now watch out. I mean, something for you else to know about. If you pick up a different item, notice it goes away. If you have the school bag, which lets you hold 2 activatable items, let's say you place down the sprinkler and then swap to a different activatable item, the sprinkler's going to go away. So it's not a very good synergy with the school bag. Now these barrels here that are colored differently, you can push them. And I'm guessing there's a chance there's a secret room to my left because it's in that C section I referred to earlier. And I'm right. And that saved me a bomb. This is the part where if I had a blue flame, I would attack him and increase my devil deal chance. I'm just going to be on the safe side, just going to blow him up. Gain a 5% increase. The higher your devil deal chance, the higher the percentage increase is when you blow up a merchant. Now I'm lacking keys, unfortunately. Even though I have the mystery sack, it's just not paying out any keys, unfortunately. Now there is a possibility that one of those pills that's in that super secret room could be a bombs are key. And that trades your bombs for keys. And I would actually like that right now. Since that would... I mean, I prefer keys over bombs. Okay, that's better. Okay, I finally got a key. So you see the big one there? He deals double damage. I would literally lose 2 soul hearts if I got hit by him. So there's no way I'm going to use the sacrifice room right now. If I had tons of extra soul hearts on the field, then I might consider it. But besides that, it's too risky. Speaking of risky, this room. So it's not too bad, but the thing is, I have a pretty fast tear rate. If I had a really slow tear rate, this room would be a nightmare. But you just have to keep moving. That's pretty much the way to do it. Try not to double back unless you have no choice. Obviously, it's a 1 square hallway, so you have to double back at some point. But when you double back, you might end up running into the tiers because they shoot at the last location you were at. So just make your movements count. Alright, just for demonstrative purposes, so this is the caves, and whenever you do the caves, if there's a boss arena, there's a chance, as I say in all my videos, that you may have to fight a champion version of Mega Ma and a champion version of Mega Fatty. In most cases, if there's a brown chest on the caves, don't even bother, because you might have to deal with those suckers that I mentioned. But maybe I'll get them just to show you. Okay, it's a champion version, but it's not as threatening version. I mean, this is just CHUD. The champion version of CHUD, he's pretty big and slow. The only variation between him and regular CHUD is the fact that the big CHUD pretty much spawns these little black sacks, but he didn't even do it. And Champion Peep, I'm not 100% sure what this small version does. I know that there's a green version of Peep that shoots out his flies, not flies, his eyeballs immediately. It looks like fighting him, that what he does is he attacks a little bit more often. Either way, he's toast. But check out those rewards. Hearts, yeah. So not worth it, but just wanted to show you another variation of what could be in the boss arena. I only have one key. I don't want to go in the shop in case there's no key to buy there. So I'm going to have to just move on. Alright, what pills do I got here? Now bear in mind, if you have, let's say there's no hearts on the field, there's plenty right now obviously, but let's say I'm a different character that has regular red hearts. It would be dangerous for me to use all these pills. One pill could have hematemesis, and it makes all your heart containers empty out, and it drops either 1 to like 4 or 5 hearts on the floor. Let's say it removes all your heart containers and drops 1 heart. You'd be totally screwed for the boss fight. So be careful. Think of the worst case scenario of the pill before you use it. If you can't handle the worst case scenario, do not pop the pill.
1 makes you large.
Cosmetic effect, Verp spits out the last pill you used. Telepills teleport you to a random spot, has a slight chance of teleporting you to the I am error room, which usually has some goodies. I still have yet to teleport to it. It's a small chance, but it is there. And telepills is something you want to try to avoid using when you have to fight Mom, which is on the depths too, since if you teleport too soon, you won't be able to grab the Polaroid or the negative. X-Lax just spits some slidey goo on the floor. I'm drowsy, makes all enemies in the room slow. It's a great item for bosses like Mega Satan. 40-hour energy charges up your spacebar item. And finally, Lemon Party pees on the floor. The pee does a lot of damage to enemies that are on the floor. Ugh, okay, let's go and take care of this boss. Rag Mega. Low hit points, but he's got a very defensive shield. When he does that little ball up move, I know he's a ball, but when he does that, he's immortal. You have to wait for him to stop. Okay, this is great. So this will give me a tears up, and also it gave me a soul heart. Now my tears are max. 5 is the cap. You can't go any faster unless you pick up an item that removes a tier delay. There's only a few items in the game like that. Cancer is a trinket that's one of them. This is the glyph of balance. Now the way it works, there's a lot involved. I recommend looking it up because it's all dependent on several factors. And I don't even know them all. There's a ton though. Like for example, if you have no health, certain things will happen. If you have full health, certain things will happen. But I think it's dependent on what the champions, when you kill a champion, what they drop. So I think that's what changes when you take up the glyph of balance. Looks like it also gave me a soul heart as well, but it's not that great in my opinion. If there's other angel deals, they're usually a little bit better. But regardless, I'm going to blow up the angel because that means I get a piece of the key. Bear in mind you have to unlock the ability to blow up angels. When he crosses his arms, he's going to shoot lasers diagonally, or he's going to just shoot tears. So position yourself, make sure you're not diagonal. But be ready to react to tears in case he does that instead. Alright, here's half the key. Increases my angel room chance. And I'm halfway to being able to fight Mega Satan. Now I have a lot of soul hearts. I could even go down to the sacrifice room if I want and start utilizing it. But it's too much of a risk. And I got 2 keys now. So I am going to check out the shop. I'm still very tempted to open this golden chest. So normally I'd be all over that soul heart because it's on sale, and with Blue Baby it's important to visit the shop frequently. That way you can buy as many soul hearts as possible. But as you can see, I'm capped. Now this right here, it's more of a right now it's not that beneficial for me. I'm still going to take it because it's a great item overall, but it makes your familiars larger. Like little Hushy there is much bigger. Even my mystery sack in the key is bigger. But it affects every familiar differently. Usually it makes them deal more damage. But in my case, I'm only taking it because maybe down the road I'll get some familiars or orbitals, and the orbitals will be larger and block the shots more easily because they're bigger. Last thing I do before I go, I have a large assortment of bombs and only one key. I'm going to blow up the merchant. I keep calling him merchant, but regardless, that's the shell game guy. Now this is actually a great item with Tammy's head. Whenever you use your item, or rather when your item is empty, look at my stats, they all went up. When you have an item that has several charges, like let's say for example the D6, which has 6 charges in order to fill it up. The only way you could benefit from this trinket that I'm currently using is if you have 0 charges. I use Tammy's head in every single room pretty much. Therefore, I'm almost always going to have 0 charges, and therefore I'm going to be able to capitalize on this trinket. Sometimes it's totally useless, but in my case, it's very helpful. And I got a bonus key, so let's do it. Profit. And that one coin there, I don't know if you noticed, but it had a slight green shimmer on it. That's how you know if it's a lucky penny. Alright, things are looking very good for me. Obviously, I have a ton of health. Angel Room's still open, but you see it says 36% chance. There's a 36% chance when I walked into this boss room that it'd still be open. So if I walk out, still 36, up now it's 0. Okay. Now it's never going to come back. The only way I can go back at that point is if I had a Joker card, or maybe if I opened a red chest, there's a slight chance you might teleport to the Devil Room or the Angel Room. And for those of you who don't know, whenever you take a devil item, angel rooms will never open up ever again, with few exceptions. So whenever you pass the first devil deal up, from that point on, that's when angel rooms can start spawning. But once you take a deal with the devil afterwards, say goodbye to that chance. But usually devil deals are better, but they're riskier, obviously. For newbies, angel rooms are the way to go. It's a great option, but you also have to survive up to that point, because you never get an angel room on the second level. Okay. Yeah, let's do this. I wanted to make sure I had a bomb, because this could teleport me to the angel room as well. I mentioned that red chest can do that. Nope, not this time. That's alright. I still have a 33.75% chance of getting Devil Room or Angel Room. And if it does open, there's a 62% chance it's an Angel Room. So anytime you hear that laugh, start moving. Try not to double back, otherwise there's a chance the hands might land directly on you. These guys, they're more annoying than dangerous. Just try to bait them in, and then start attacking them. And look, I have so many soul hearts now, I can't even pick these up. I'm just going to push them around. This room's dangerous. Those black worms there, they're so quick, and I didn't even see the little red guy. Obviously, I could have done a better job on that. If I had taken out both of the red guys, I would have been fine, but I was too focused on those black charging leeches. Now, I could pick this up as well, but I have half a soul heart remaining. It would be a waste to pick that up. Because I would lose out on half a soul heart. It won't remember. What do we have here? Algiz, one of my favorite runes. It makes you immortal for like 30 to 40 seconds. So a lesser known trick about these guys, if you kill them in the other order, for example, you kill the big guy first and the little guy second, there's a slight chance, it's very slim, but there's a slight chance that the little one will drop a treasure. If you kill them in the order that I killed them, you always get the left hand. The left hand will cause red chests, or sorry, let me try again, brown chests and gold chests to spawn as a red chest. Same thing with this one. This is a mimic. It's got the teeth, obviously. So you can actually grab the left hand, walk back to the chest, and it's red. Get out of the way. Alright, this is probably a secret room based upon that fancy layout I mentioned. Door, blocked. Thank you. Now going back to here, I'm gonna grab that, and if I find any chests later on, I'll go back with the red or with the left hand if I decide to. Now I can get this key if I wanted, but I'd have to either bomb. Well, let me try. Let me bomb this. Should be able to squeeze through. Nope, I can't. So far, as you can see, I've been having a pretty good run here. Sometimes, well, when you have a bad assortment of items, obviously more strategy is involved. You have to be a little more creative. You gotta get your dodge game on. But the stronger you are, the less important that becomes. Alright, a golden key does not actually increase your key count. I had 8 before I picked it up. But it does allow you to open up as many chests that are locked and as many locked doors as you please. Now, most people would go, ooh, an item, and pick this up. That would be a mistake for me. This is number 1. This item, in most scenarios, is beneficial to take. In my scenario, it is not. What it does is it maximizes your tiers most of the time. And it gives you a short range. So it cuts your range dramatically, but it gives you nearly max tiers, or max tiers in some cases. Regardless, max tiers is 5. Guess who's at 5? I am. Taking this would only reduce my range, and therefore would hinder me. This is a perfect item if your tier rate is horrible. It can save your run, but in my case, it's only going to hinder it. Alright, what do we got? This is, I would say, probably my favorite shop item. Humbling Bundle makes all pickups into double. Now, it won't apply until the next room, though. Or if you happen to kill something that drops a pickup in the same room, you pick it up, then it might drop a double of it. Regardless, if you want to buy something from the shop, leave, come back, now it's double thanks to the Humbling Bundle. That's going to be the way for all pickups. So now my mystery sack's going to drop double pickups. And it's a way to get a lot of money really fast. And it's also an item that can really make breaking the game much easier. Now, gold keys don't double. It's an item that can't double. And in fact, it's actually literally useless for me because I already have a golden key. So I'm at 8, now I'm at 8. See? It's the exact same. And this is probably the super secret room because it's at the end. This is blocked off. Super secret rooms are more likely to be at the end than they are at the beginning. And I have so many soul hearts, I can go ahead and take care of, well, I have 10 bombs. I could bomb the shopkeeper. In fact, thanks to the Humbling Bundle, I am not going to have an issue with bombs for the remainder of the game. Regardless, I'm going to explore the rest of the level first. And then I'm going to head for the Angel Room. Or the Devil Room. Or maybe there's neither of them. Regardless, I'll be heading for the boss. So you can reach this. It's a little bit risky though. Now for 2 coins, if you're in a situation where your health is low, don't do it. But in my case, I can be careless a little bit. But regardless, I wiggle in is what I do. If you're playing on the keyboard, it's much harder. You have to kind of line yourself up and hold down and right at the same time. But you're kind of charged in there, so you got to really be on point. That's why I prefer the controller and I prefer the wiggle method. That way I have a little more control. I can take it a little bit slower. I found every room I can. The only thing I'm missing now is I want to grab the left hand and change this mimic into a red chest. Earlier on, a brown chest spawned on my face. If that didn't happen, I would have left it and I would have picked up the left hand and converted it into a red chest. Because you can get guppy items from red chests, so it'd be more beneficial for me to get a red chest versus a brown chest. Then there's Super Troll Bombs. Fortunately, you have to expect them. And the best option whenever there's a Troll Bomb or a Super Troll Bomb, I just instinctively shoot it. Oops, my finger slipped. But, oh, I can just grab the battery. Ta-da! Anyway, yeah, you want to just shoot them. The only time you don't want to shoot them really is if there's like a shopkeeper in the way. You don't want to blow them up by accident. Speaking of shopkeeper, I want to blow him up just because it'll give me a slight increase on my Devil Deal chance. So I'm going to do that and re-roll with that machine at the same time. There's restock, but I just can't afford it. So let's go ahead and take care of this boss finally. So War is going to drop me a cube of meat or a ball of bandages. That was pretty careless of me right there. I should have not got to the side of him. This is a pretty nasty room for War. He charges horizontally. Oh look, another Angel Room. Sweet deal. So now I'll get to fight Mega Satan for sure. Either way, some rooms like this is what I was referring to by RNG. If you have a bad assortment of items, you're totally just boned in that section. Alright, great item, Circle of Protection. Any ranged projectiles that shoot towards you have a chance of being deflected back at your enemy. It's a chance though, so don't rely on it. I was hoping to blow up both of the blue flames with that. That way I have a chance of getting a soul heart off of them. So you see when he doesn't cross his arms, he either shoots up, down, left, and right, or he shoots in like a V pattern to the south. So it takes a lot of practice. It took me many angel fights to be able to prepare for what move they're going to do. You'll get it eventually, but it does involve a lot of practice. So the last thing I'm going to do, maybe it's excessive, but I'm going to go back for the soul heart that's in the arena. There is an eternal heart, which will give me a full heart once I go to the next level. By full heart, I'm referring to a soul heart, since that's all I can pick up. But, I mean, I may as well. I kind of had soul hearts raining on me this whole game. Not always that lucky, though. So I don't want to take advantage of this game too much, because they could smell my fear. So I want to make sure I'm as strong as possible. By the way, up to the north is the fortune teller machine. It's great for getting three things actually. Trinkets, soul hearts, and cards. Unfortunately, I'm broke, so I'm going to break this machine. There's the lucky penny. The Humbling Bundle, the lucky pennies don't get doubled, so it's pretty obvious when there's a lucky penny around. So just for the heck of it, I'm going to blow up, since I have extra bombs, I'm going to blow up these skulls since they're all clustered together. They're a good way of getting dark hearts, good way of getting cards. I wouldn't say a good way necessarily because the odds are low. But nonetheless, the chance is there. And I've sometimes blown them up and gotten things like 2 of diamonds, which doubles your coins. So it's pretty beneficial to get cards sometimes. So the stars teleports you to the treasure room. By the way, I have really no advantage of taking this. I can't get an extra soul heart beyond where I'm at right now. And this is why I wanted the algae room. First of all, I'm going to use it to go across these spikes, grab all the money. Secondly, I'm going to milk this donation machine. And you can see with the humbling bundle how quickly this adds up. Now you may be wondering, why would you spend all that time? Well, maybe it's obvious because I want money, why I'd spend my time doing that, but also this right here gives you an HP up. You might be wondering why I would want to take that because I already have full health. Well, a lesser known fact is it gives you a speed up. And my speed was already kind of low thanks to the tinted rock. So that's what I wanted. And now I got quite a bit of cash. And you see how you can shoot these guys on the side as well. So the only thing that can deflect shots is the face. So you just bait them in. You can go behind them or to the side of them. That's also a way of taking out the Mask of Infamy boss. You can also use your projectile. By projectile, I'm referring to orbital, is what I meant to say. And thanks to the BFFs that I picked up way earlier in the game, I think it deals more damage. I'm not 100% sure, but regardless, it's a lot bigger, so it's easier to hit my foes with it. I've been getting really lucky on those golden keys. Come on. Come on. Thank you. Those guys are tough because not only do they vanish all the time and shoot in a really huge spread pattern, but they're just hard to deal with and they keep vanishing. Okay, I was expecting a shop, but this is a library. There's a slight chance, it's pretty small, but you could have a library on the floor. It could have books, it could have runes, it could have cards. Now, this is tough for me to decide on because of the fact that I have Tammy's head. Now, normally the Book of Revelations, it's like Blue Baby and Book of Revelations is like peanut butter and jelly. They go together perfectly. So what it does is it gives you a soul heart every time you use it. So every 6 rooms or every time you grab a battery, you'll be able to get another soul heart. It sustains him and allows you to take a lot of extra devil deals. But I think you see my problem. I have max soul hearts. The only reason why I would take it is for insurance, really. But one thing I know I'm going to do for sure, pick up the 3 books. I get the bookworm transformation, which gives me a monocle. And now I have a chance of firing 2 tiers at a time. By the way, the Anarchist Cookbook, it drops a bunch of troll bombs. And the Book of Shadows temporarily makes you invincible. That would have worked very well with my ball of bandages because I could just run into my foes and decimate them. But I like Tammy's head so much. It's a tough call. I kind of want... I mean, part of me says take the Book of Revelations just to ensure my victory. But I'm also confident in my abilities to know that I don't really need it. By the way, Rainbow Poop does nothing with Blue Baby. Absolutely nothing. So it heals your hearts normally, but we already know the situation with my hearts. Friendly Ball, unfortunately, in my opinion, not a great item. I'll carry it around just so you can see it in action. So I've now caught him. So now after 2 more rooms I can throw him out and he'll be my Pokemon. Problem with it is it takes so many rooms to charge up. Because, I mean, it takes 3 to catch the Pokemon and then another 3 to spit him out. And then he's probably not going to survive the room that you shoot him in. Now this room is a larger room, so it actually gave me 2 charges. So it's actually ready to go now. Go, Swarmer. I choose you. Now, this is actually a good Pokemon, quote, Pokemon to catch, just because he's going to be spitting out all kinds of friends, so I'm actually going to get more friends than just him. Regardless, it's still not great, because like I said, usually you go in the room, the monster dies, and that's the end. I'm looking for the Super Secret room right now. Alright, 2 clubs, I'll use that at the end. Oh look, more health. By the way, 2 of clubs doubles your bombs. That's why I want to use it at the end. That way I'll have a few more bombs before I use it. Well, this is beautiful. That's the school bag. Remember I was having trouble deciding between Tammy's head and the Book of Revelations. Now I don't have to make that decision. Alright, well, say goodbye to the Pokeball. And look at that. The Swarmer's gone. All I'm left now is with the Pooter. So I'm taking Tammy's head, baiting the trap in, and taking that school bag. Oh, I didn't even mention. I kind of ignore this. It's Blister. It gives your tears knockback, but sometimes it can make things erratic. Because you hit the enemy and they could bounce in a random direction. So I'm not a big fan of it. So now I'll be able to hold a second activatable item. And that'll be perfect. Sure, I'll take Spider Mod. He lets you see all the enemies' health, including my own charmed enemies. Funny thing is, the Pooter's trying to shoot me and my Circle of Protection is deflecting it back. I got enough to afford 1 more item. So the blanket there, that will allow me to walk into a boss room, and it gives me a holy mantle for the boss room. It's pretty good when you're low on health. That's not an issue for me, obviously. And I think this is pronounced the Ventricle Razor. It gives you like a portal ability. If you remember, if you played Portal before, you can spawn a blue and an orange portal. So you can kind of move around, and if you go into a room that you know is a dead end, you can just whisk your way out of there. But I'm going to have the Book of Revelations in Tammy's head, so no. Coupon essentially means it can give you a free Devil Deal. If you use it, and there's a Devil Deal there, it'll actually just give you a random Devil Deal that's in the room for free. It can also be used in the shop, and it'll give you a random item for free. It also can make 1 item in the shop on sale as well, so it has multiple uses. But again, Tammy's head, Book of Revelation is going to be fantastic. Don't want to do it. Diplopia, doubles, everything in the room. Pickups and treasures. It's a very useful item to break the game. But I don't really have the right combination of stuff to break the game with. And the piggy bank gives you some money. Actually gave me 3 coins, so it's like the item was worth like 12 coins. And with Humbling Bundle, as I get hit, it's going to pay for itself eventually. Alright, well that was fun. Let's go and pick up the Book of Revelations. And I'm just going to start heading for the exit from now on. Then again, I am about to reach the womb, and whenever you reach the womb, there's no more treasure rooms, so there's very little reason to explore the womb anyway. But yeah, instead of exploring the rest of the floors, I'm in a very good position now. By the way, if you have a slow speed, when you bait them, try to get both to come and attack you. That way you can run past them both safely. Because if you just go when there's only one that's charging you like that, the other one will kind of charge you as you're trying to go through the door, and you'll get hit if you have a slow speed. Alright, I've had enough. I have a fast enough speed, I don't have to be patient. I'm still going to save my 2 of clubs, since I don't have another card or pill or anything like that to hold. So I'm trying to keep moving because her foot comes crashing down. But she didn't do it that time. She kind of baited me. Now I have very little reason to blow up these tinted rocks. I got the small rock now, and I have obviously a ton of soul hearts. But you could get something like a golden chest out of it, so I'm blowing it up. Exactly. This is a pretty good trinket. It's one of the few worms that I like. It allows your range to be huge. Very helpful if you had something like number 1, which reduces your range, and it'll kind of fix that up. Alright, so, a couple things. On the right, I don't think it's called Eden's Blessing. I think Eden's Blessing is the white flower item. Regardless, the item on the right, it's a 12 charge item. You have to charge it up, and when you do, it spits out 2 items. But the Trinity Shield's amazing. It deflects a shot that's in front of you. So for example, this purple flame can shoot me, and it'll just bounce right off. Exactly. Now I have no more reason to bomb the poor angels. I think I've been bombarding them enough, and I've been pretty lucky this run getting all these angel rooms. So I'm just going to leave them in peace. And lastly, because I'm going to be fighting Mega Satan, I'm better off... Well, here's the thing. In most of my videos, I end up taking the Polaroid because it's an easier path. Forget it. I'm just going to go... I'm going to take the hard route. I'm going to take a peek in that room right there. And if there's no treasure item, I'm just going to leave. That right there is a quality. You have to have an equal number of coins, bombs, and keys in order to actually utilize it. I think I've only utilized it once my whole career in Isaac. But, in fact, I don't even remember exactly what it does. That's how sad it is. But I think it makes more pickups drop. I'm not totally sure. And this is the Lucky Rock. Whenever you destroy rocks, they will drop coins. It's a really quick way to gain a ton of money. In fact, I'm going to pop the 2 of clubs, grab the Lucky Rock, and see if I can do some damage. Oh look, another golden key. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know why they're giving me so many. I gambled and lost, but again, I got a lot of bombs, so it's okay. Now the womb, in my opinion, like the womb, the utero, the scarred womb, they're the hardest areas in the game. I think they're harder than the cathedral and harder than Sheol, because there's so many little projectiles shooting everywhere. You saw those little guys, they were just shooting tears everywhere, and when you kill those, that new enemy you saw there, the ones that, well, their face looks like they're melting. When you shoot them, they break apart in pieces that shoot you, and it turns into a bullet hell pretty much. These guys right there. I don't know what they're called, but they're like a deep level mulligan enemy. Well, this lucky rock's been pretty useless. Whatever, I'm going to go back. I don't really have much of a use for money anyway. So I'm going to go back, and there really aren't very many rocks for me to destroy. So I'm just going to take my dim bulb back. Oh yeah, and I got the school bag. So I'm going to pop this. Grab another battery. By the way, look at my devil deal chance. By having the book of Revelations, it increases your devil deal chance. Or angel room, because the top one signifies your chance for an angel room or a devil room. The bottom one represents your chance for an angel room. Either way, I want to make sure when the boss dies that my book of Revelations is equipped. That way I have my increased chance. Now death is also going to give me a ball of bandages. Alright, swapping. Book of Revelations, increase my chance here. Take him out. Now you notice the problem. The problem is I can't reach the angel room. Now there's something I'm going to try. I mean, if I walk out and come back in, it might close. I don't know if this is going to work or not. But I'm going to quit out. Hit continue, make a beeline for the angel room. Ah, it's closed. Oh well. Womp womp. Because when you quit out and you come back, you may notice that this hole was closed for a second. If you run into a trap door or a hole like this immediately as it spawns, it'll actually close as you pass it. It does that to prevent you from accidentally walking in when you don't expect it to be there. It's kind of a little bit of a grace period. But unfortunately, due to the layout of this room, I missed out on another angel room. I've been pretty lucky with them. Now, I'm in a very good position here to fight Mega Satan, especially with the Trinity Shield. Because as he's shooting me, I can just hold my shield up to him while attacking, and I can just hold still for the most part. Obviously, when he does his Brimstone attack, I gotta get the heck out of there. But I don't have to worry about everything else, pretty much. Now, this is where money would come in handy. I could just gamble here until I get some more orbitals, which are the pretty flies. But the odds are pretty low. I've spent 99 coins on this machine and still have not gotten a single fly occasionally. But anyway, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go ahead and finish this off really fast and move on. Hey look, got one. Sweet deal. And say goodbye to the shell game. I'm still going to leave the slot machine there just in case. Because it is possible I could get a bunch of money before I leave the level. Now normally it's not a good idea to go in the curse room during the womb and the scarred womb in utero because of the fact that you lose a full heart of damage when you get hit when you're at that level and beyond. I have a lot of health and I have the Book of Revelations, so I'm going to go in. What a disappointment. I'm not going to go in there, spend another heart stabbing myself on a mimic. The mimics, they have the same loot pool as a brown chest. Not worth the hit. By the way, you may be wondering what the stars does when you are in the womb, because there's no treasure room in the womb. It just teleports you to a random room. In fact, I could have used that to get out of the... now that I'm thinking about it, I could have gotten that... I could have used that to get out of the curse room without taking damage. Obviously, I have some room for mistakes, though, since I have all this health. But regardless, I could have played that better. Petrified Poop increases the chance of poop giving you coins and hearts. But I'd much rather have the dim bulb. Especially for Mega Satan, because I'll be popping Tammy's head right away. and take advantage of my stat bonus. Here's another advantage of the stars. You can open this and you can go, oh, I don't want to fight the boss. You can get out of there. That normally would have been really hard to dodge all that stuff. But thank you to the Trinity Shield and the Circle of Protection. I'm going back. My guess is the boss is to the south. And while I'm at it, will it be here? Cool, it is. And I may as well bomb him. This is my last chance for an angel room or a devil room. 36% chance, well, 40 if I swap to my book. But you've seen how many angel rooms I've gotten this run. The odds are still there. Hit the buttons one at a time. Most of the time they spawn monsters. Well, I was wrong about where the boss is. He's not to the south. Oh, I should say she. It lives, which is associated with mom. So let's just say she. So I think if I keep going this way, I will hit the boss, although I was wrong last time. But I like to explore these little closets. I know a closet's coming up because it looks really skinny on the map. Because these closets, they sometimes can have rare rooms. There's tons of rooms that have an absurdly low % chance of spawning. If you played this game in your entire lifetime, you probably wouldn't find them all. But nothing special about this room. This is the purple heart. It makes champions spawn more often. That might work well in conjunction with the Glyph of Balance, which I believe causes champions to drop certain things depending on everything. How much health you have, what pickups you have, etc. Regardless, so the boss wasn't to the south again. I guess when I used the stars, it was trying to help me out to guide me to the right way this time. I was really hoping I get to show that right there. So there's a chance that the red poop could be there instead of the brown poop, and it just murdered the boss. I love seeing that. Try to double back as less as possible, because as you can see, I double backed and I got shot by that laser. But you have to double back to dodge those guys. Alright, let's take care of It Lives. If you're just starting this game, it's going to be Mom's Heart. When you kill her a certain number of times, though, then she'll turn into It Lives. They're essentially the same thing. Alright, swapping to the book. Give myself a little bit more chance for Devil Room / Angel Room. Obviously, I was going to say I'm capable of handling Delirium, but I don't know, my damage isn't the best. I mean, I got 5.45 damage. I don't really have very many high damage items. But here's the thing, I have the key to Mega Satan. I don't want to pass up Mega Satan for Delirium. Plus, if I kill Mega Satan, there's a 50% chance that I'll get to go to the portal to Delirium anyway. So you use this block here to protect yourself from the laser. So a few things happened there. One, obviously the laser. But two, you saw how that one enemy had the crown. The crown enemies, it's a rare champion. It makes all the enemies in the room faster and they turn yellow. By the way, this thing's immortal. It's losing health technically with the minus, but you can look at this health bar. It's not moving at all. Anyway, It has so much health, I usually go for the other enemies first, but you saw that white enemy was immortal at the beginning, because white champions are invincible until it's the last enemy on the board. So I pretty much had no choice but to go for the champion. But one thing I like about those crowned enemies is since they make everyone a yellow champion, yellow champions can drop batteries. So they can drop a huge assortment of batteries if you're lucky. And batteries means more Book of Revelations. I don't really care. I'm just going to pick up the Eternal Heart now. I don't really care about losing it. And I was hoping that's a secret room, but it's not. Now, Shale is harder than the Cathedral. There's also some really nasty trap rooms in Shale. For example, some of the trap rooms have stone heads that shoot brimstone at you. It's nice being able to use those exploding flies to your advantage. They destroy you and the enemies, but you can just get out of the way and you'll be fine. I'm just going to hit the pills, gets my better judgment just to clear them out. Paralysis is the reason why you don't use pills in combat. Stops you for a few seconds. And Curse of the Maze. I think I used that earlier. Unfortunately, Curse of the Maze pill has... It looks like question mark, question mark, question mark. So it looks like a pill that you've never used. So if you have short-term memory loss... Or, I don't know, it's just hard to keep up with it sometimes. Regardless, I forgot and used that pill again. I've already used it before. Yes, I want to do this. It could teleport me to an angel room or a devil room. You can't, there's a 0% chance, as you can see. So I can kill the boss and it still won't spawn. But I could teleport to it if I'm lucky. Nope. Not lucky this time. By the way, these green Larry Juniors, they spawn... Well, usually a soul heart. Not sure what happened there. Oh, I know why. It's because it was a green Larry Jr. The blue Larry Jr. spawn a soul heart when you kill the final one. Sometimes you can actually gain more from fighting a champion. I've kind of forgotten about Tammy's head every so often just because of how strong I am. But obviously I should be using it since I have the dim bulb. Let's see what we get. I'm hoping for the Joker. Or nothing. That's fine. Alright, before I go, I'm going to check out the super secret room. Assuming it's here. Now, I'm not going to use the Empress card on Satan. I'm not even going to use it on Mega Satan. I'm going to save it in the event that I get the portal to the Void. Delirium is a tough cookie. So usually I drop a bomb right before he spawns, but as you can see, I'm kind of ruining his day. In fact, I have the Trinity Shield. I can just stick here to the side and not even worry. If you stay to his front, though, he'll do a Brimstone attack. Alright, time to move. He's going to start stomping. Remember, he's got 2 feet, so you got to keep moving till the second foot comes down, and then you can head towards the feet. Wait your turn, Delirium. You think with all the red chests I'd open, I would have been teleported to the devil room or the angel room from it? Oh, Verp, totally useless right now. It's going to spit out the Curse of the Maze pill. See, it still says question mark, question mark, question mark, but I know what it is. Alright, let's take care of Mega Satan. All I have to worry about is dodging his hands and his brimstone. If he shoots any projectiles at me, I can take it. Oh no! Stop! Yeah, exactly. Normally this would be a pain. Take care of death first, he's more dangerous. Because he shoots the sides in random directions. Now, if I didn't have so many defensive items, what I could do is have little Hush bounce in front of him, and I can just stand right here, and I wouldn't be hit by any of the bullets. That could be useful for the second phase, but I have the Trinity Shield, so it's irrelevant. Now, after you see Super Lust and Super Wrath, next phase is the hardest part of the summons. You get 4 of them. I recommend taking out Pinky here first, because he shoots in all directions and spawns Super Troll Bombs. And then the rest will be at your discretion. I wasn't sure if he was going to shoot Brimstone or not, so I got out of the way. If you're not sure, just prepare for Brimstone every time. Even if it's not, whatever, you can just get back in the fight. Now the question is, will the Void spawn? It spawned on the 2 previous bosses. The further in the game you go, well, once you start at Mom, from that point on, you have a chance of the Void spawn. But it's really low chance for Mom. It's a slightly higher chance for Satan and Isaac. And then the Lamb and Blue Baby, it's a small chance also, but even higher. But Mega Satan's a 50% chance. Here we go, just going to sit here. And I'm going to laugh at Mega Satan. Okay, I'm going to get closer, let my spiders finish the job. Look, it's even deflecting the flames. Oh, I guess I got cocky. It hit me from the side. Of course, no delirium. Oh well, I've fought him many times. This will not be the last time I have a chance to encounter him, of course. But anyway, thanks for joining me for the 22nd episode of The Teaching of Isaac. If you learned something new, please hit that like button. And if you're enjoying this series, please subscribe. I'm going to continue to make content and release some more episodes. See you guys on episode 23.